child had leukemia, you think, well, she's going to die. And that's what I thought.
It was touch and go with her because it was an intense. AML's an acute form of leukemia, and yeah.
Our world was just changed because we're a very ordinary family. And it just changed into this nightmare, really.
I first met Shiloh when she was an inpatient in the Sydney Children's Hospital Randwick under our care for acute myeloid leukemia, and then again when she had a bone marrow transplant as part of the treatment for her disease.
When they suggested that Shiloh have a bone marrow transplant, they tested Jude, and straight away he said, I'm a perfect match. I'm a perfect match. And we knew that there had a lot of testing to be done. No, I'm a perfect match.
I don't remember being fazed by it at all. It was just something that had to be done as part of the whole process of getting Shiloh better and everything.
He made that decision and he followed through, and he saved my life.
When you're told your child had leukemia, you think, well, she's going to die. And that's what I thought. I think I became withdrawn. Neil and I both tried to be strong for Shiloh and for Jude too, because he was only in year 7 and he didn't understand it all. And we just got through it. We just got through it.
Didn't really understand much about what was going to be happening. I just remember that is from the start. I just didn't really perceive how bad it was really going to be for her.
I'd had another blood test, and by that stage the specialist had looked at my blood side and seen that there were leukemia cells there. And when we spoke to her, I actually remember saying to her, you know, am I going to die? And I remember her saying, well, yes, that's a possibility. And she said, well, we'll aim to get you to year 10 form. Well, that can be our aim. So I'm like, right. You know, I'm very determined, very stubborn young woman now, and I was then and have always been. And I think that's what we set our minds to, and from there I was like, right, let's go.
When Shiloh came out of hospital and finally went back to school, she did really well in her HSC and decided to do medical science at the University of New South Wales, and said, I want to work at the Children's Cancer Institute.
Shiloh came to work in our group just over a year ago. We're working on a project where we have found a family of novel molecules that seem to be very promising in that they specifically inhibit the growth of leukemia cells isolated from babies with leukemia, which is one of the most aggressive types of leukemia.
I'm really imbued with the wonderful nature, if you like, of the closed circle where she was treated and cured and then came back to renew knowledge and improve knowledge that can be applied for other patients.
I love what I do, and it's so interesting, and I love it. It's where I'm really in my niche and really where I want to be.
The biggest problem with cancer therapy today is the side effects. So my ward is full of patients suffering the side effects of treatment, not so much full of cancer. And therein lies a major problem for children, because these are people who are growing during their life. And so one of our bigger areas of research now, an expanding one, is survivorship research. How can we make the lives of people who are in their 30s, 40s and 50s problem-free from a health standpoint?
If I can help and contribute in some way to finding better treatments to alleviate the toxic effects of normal chemotherapy on a child's body, then I'll work as hard as I can to do that. And that's one of the reasons why I've come into this area.
We still have, too high a number of children dying each year, and that is absolutely soul-destroying for the staff, for me, not to mention the family and the wider community. One child who's dying of leukemia means there's 79 years of a person's life lost then.
We need all the support we can to continue doing what we're doing and to keep those survival rates up, to find new treatments, to stop the 3-year-old or someone like me dealing with what they had to deal with.
It's not a never-ending road. We just want to get to 100% cure, and we can get there only through community support.